This is Sherry Bidding, Managing Director of Social Media Week Johannesburg, and you're watching AFK Insider. So my name is Sherry Bidding. Because I have a background in public relations and marketing and special events. Lived in New York for most of my career and did that for a couple of media companies. So did my New York thing for about 11 years and then moved to London, got a master's in London. And after about 3 years of living and working in the UK, I moved to South Africa about a year ago, almost a little under a year ago. So right before I ended up moving to Johannesburg, a friend of mine, who's now my business partner, were just sort of having a chat about Social Media Week and the fact that at that point it had been in Lagos for a year. And we saw such a huge opportunity to bring Social Media Week to South Africa. It is one of the largest internet economies on the continent, and there's just so much opportunity for growth in South Africa. Specifically, a format like Social Media Week we knew would do really well there. So we pitched under a company by the name of DigiSense, which is myself, Fiona Okumu, who's our head of content, Adiel Zinoreva, who's our executive director, and Sipho Nwenga, who is the chief sort of tech and innovation officer. And so between the four of us, who all have different backgrounds in different areas, we all sort of form the organizing team for Social Media Week, in addition to Dreamcatcher PR that's doing our public relations and production, and Soul Providers that does some sort of our social media and community management work. So it's a bit of a nice sort of team that came together to make it all happen. Well, the process anywhere around the world is if an organization or a group of people, agencies are interested in bringing Social Media Week to their city, there's an actual application process that goes along with that. So last August we sent in our bid. We actually found out that the guys who own Social Media Week, it's a company by the name of CrowdCentric that owns the Social Media Week brand, had sent a list of cities that they were interested in coming into, and Johannesburg was one of the cities. So it was the first step was a very basic sort of online application process. And from there we were contacted again and submitted a more in-depth proposal and kind of a presentation on why we thought that Johannesburg was a great city for Social Media Week. And then after maybe one or two steps after that, we found out in early February of this year that we were awarded the license to bring the event to Johannesburg. But every city has a different city organizer. So it's a combination of different agencies or groups of freelancers or various types of organizations worldwide who host Social Media Week in different cities. Pretty much all of it's left up to the city organizers. I mean, it's a pretty brilliant, I think it's a great business model that the guys from CrowdCentric here started, because they now have access to this amazing network of tech innovators and business leaders in some of the biggest markets around the world, but they don't have offices there per se. They have city organizers who essentially know the local market a lot more. So the CrowdCentric pretty much gives us a framework to work with. They don't just kind of throw it out there. They obviously give us plenty of assets from past events to sort of build our own local event. But in terms of fundraising, all of the programming, all of the promotion, the actual day-to-day production of this event comes from us. It's a lot, but I don't think I want it any other way, because a company that's based in New York wouldn't necessarily understand the Johannesburg or the South African landscape, and you can say that of pretty much any other city. So it works well, and it's great that we have the support of the CrowdCentric team in New York, and we have the support of other city organizers as well at our disposal. We want to get insight on, I talk to the guys from Lagos quite often to get insight on what they did, and I've chatted with the guys in Rotterdam and in London, and we all kind of share ideas, and we have that opportunity to connect as well. So.